Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Some potentially upsetting news here. There's right now this drive-in in Pennsylvania called the Mahoning Valley Drive-In, or the Mahoning Drive-In, is under the threat of being shut down, and it's be a shame. It's actually doing great business right now, but some energy company has optioned to lease the property, and if they get it, if this zoning board, if the local zoning board approves this, what they want to do there, they want to put up some solar panels. Then this all the theater stuff is going to get demolished. The big CinemaScope screen they have there, the building, the lobby that they have, it's going to get demolished, and they'll be gone. But anyway, the operators of the Mahoning Drive-In recently just put up on their website, which I will leave the link in the description. They just put on their website this week about this devastating news. Due to circumstances beyond our control, the land in Lehighton, PA, upon which the Mahoning Drive-In Theater stands, was optioned by a solar company, Green Skies Clean Energy LLC, who plan to demolish the theater, iconic screen, and marquee and construct a solar farm in its place. The management of the Mahoning Drive-In has leased the business from the landowner for decades and was unaware of this situation until the following public notice was sent to neighbors via email and published in the Lehighton Times News. Now, the public notice here was from the zoning hearing board of Mahoning Township, which is near Lehighton, Pennsylvania. And basically, there's going to be a meeting on August 3rd. And during that meeting, it will be the board will decide whether or not this solar farm will be allowed, if they're going to grant the variance. And so later on, the message here from the operators of the drive-in states: we are calling upon the zoning hearing board of Mahoning Township to deny the requested variance relief, and for Green Skies Clean Energy LLC to let their option lapse, allowing the Mahoning Drive-In Theater to purchase the land from the original landowner in order to remain in operation as it has since 1949. The Mahoning Drive-In Theater is a historic community resource and welcomes visitors from across the globe, bringing revenue to local businesses and joy to tens of thousands every season. We urge all locals and supporters to attend the August 3rd, 2021 zoning board hearing. It begins sharply at 7 p.m., so please arrive early, and speak out against this variance, and by your presence show your support for the Mahoning being able to entertain and bring joy to another 72 years of patrons, both local and from around the world. And we will be holding a rally at the Mahoning Drive-In Theater on Monday, August 2nd, and are inviting all media and supporters to come out to speak about the Mahoning and this issue, followed by a 35mm double feature of films to be announced. Overnight passes will be free for all who attend this show. On Tuesday, August 3rd, starting at noon, we will invite supporters to meet at the Mahoning Drive-In Theater with a caravan to the meeting at 6 p.m. Overflow parking will be available at Mahoning Speedway. Final meeting place to be announced should the township require a change of venue due to capacity issues. And then they offer the address of Green Skies Clean Energy. If anyone wants to send them a message about how they feel about this, and also to the secretary of the Mahoning Township Zoning Hearing Board. I guess I just don't get it. I don't know why. I'm all for solar energy. We're destroying the planet and everything, but you don't build it on something like this. You don't tear down a historic operational drive-in to do it. I could see if it was just defunct and just sitting there and weeds growing, but this thing is, you should see this place. This is big time. There's people come from all over the place. I don't know what they were thinking. How's this good business? Why would you even think about doing something like this? Now, I don't know what the landowner's thinking either. I mean, apparently, the operators of the drive-in believed that, that they would get first dibs on it if he was going to sell it. And why wouldn't you do something like this? I mean, this is something that people love. I mean, people come from all over the place to see. I mean, you have to see this place to understand. Anyhow, I've been there, multiple times throughout the years, and I love it. I mean, just recently, this past summer, I went to see. They had a double feature of some old Hammer horror classics with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. They had The Horror of Dracula, followed by Brides of Dracula. It was great, In between the movies, they showed trailers from a bunch of other, horror classics, and then they had the intermission cartoons. Let's all go to the lobby, that stuff, and to think that tear it down for this. I just don't get it. Like, why would you even consider this? But anyhow, that's what's going on here. Now, the little bit of good news here, it was an article in today's Morning Call out of Allentown, which is near Lehighton. And I'll leave that link for this article in the description. And it says here, 72-year-old Mahoning Drive-In Theater could be demolished if solar farm plan moves forward. And it says here, the Mahoning Drive-In Theater in Lehighton, a historic gem devoted to the art of film, could close if a plan to construct a solar farm on the property moves forward. Though the Connecticut developer behind the project said Wednesday it is now reevaluating that proposal. I really do hope they reevaluate that proposal. I mean, my gosh. I mean, when you go to this place, it's packed. I mean, there's cars from everywhere. There's an option if you want to pay a few extra bucks, you could camp out there. You don't even have to go home when it's all over. You can just camp out till the next morning and hang out for a bit. I mean, they have the lobby with the really good food in there. Hamburgers and French fries. It's just like this old fashioned kind of experience that you just can't get anywhere else. I mean, if this goes, it's over. I mean, these people that are running this show really love movies, and everybody that goes there, it's like it's an event. It's an event. I remember a few years back, I took my son. We went to see. They had 4 movies playing. We didn't get to stay for the whole thing. Both of us were too tired, so I had to leave. But I remember watching the first couple movies. It was I Bury the Living. I can't remember the name of the second one right now. But and there was other movies after that. We were in the middle of the third one. We had to go. It was too late. But my God, what a great experience. What a fun time it always has been to go there and have this threat come out of nowhere all of a sudden, seemingly. I mean, and wow. Another time we went, there was a double feature. They had The Wolfman with Lon Chaney and followed by The Bride of Frankenstein, with Boris Karloff and Colin Clive and Elsa Lancaster. I mean, and in between those movies, they had, old trailers, other movies, other monster movies, other science fiction movies, the old intermission cartoons. I mean, it was a great time. It was a great people night. Out there will get the message and, understand this is a terrible, terrible thing. Maybe it'll be straightened out before this August 3rd meeting. Maybe Green Skies will, say, hey, you know what, we're not going to do this. And maybe the owner will make a deal. Maybe they can make a deal with the people running this movie theater. I don't know why they don't own the property already. But then again, I guess there's who knows what's going on behind the scenes. Anyway, continuing with this article, it says the saga came to light after Green Skies applied for zoning relief that, if granted, would allow it to advance a plan to raise the drive-in and install a solar generation system at the property, according to a June 18th public notice issued by the Mahoning Township Zoning Board. They plan to demolish everything, the marquee, the screen, said Virgil Cardamone, one of the partners in the theater, as well as its film curator. Cardamone and his business partner, Jeff Maddox, have leased the property from Joseph Ferrugio since 2014. But Green Skies has a signed option with Ferrugio that would allow it to execute a long-term lease on the property, a lengthy commitment the solar development company would only carry out if it is granted a variance and if the community welcomes the project, said Jeffrey Hinsky, Vice President of Policy and New Markets at Green Skies. A Facebook post Tuesday evening from the drive-in theater about the solar plan, however, elicited immediate backlash to Green Skies' plan. The theater's post encouraged local supporters to come out to the August 3rd Township Zoning meeting in opposition to the plan. Just Wednesday, the Township Zoning Office received more than 20 calls about the plan, said Carl Faust, the Township Zoning Officer and Building Inspector. After seeing the opposition, Hinsky said Green Skies is focused on reaching a resolution before that meeting, even if it means walking away from the project. But he noted the property's ultimate fate lies with the owner, Ferruggio. We've been in contact with the theater operator and the landowners, and we're trying to basically come to a reasonable resolution for everyone involved, Hinsky said. Ferruggio did not return a request for a comment. The Mahoning Theater, which opened in 1949, is the nation's last remaining theater to show 35mm films every weekend. It's essentially a museum to 35mm film, giving fans the rare opportunity to see film how it once was. And it's as much about the social experience as it is about the movie. Every weekend has a theme, and guests are invited to dress up like their favorite movie characters and join the party in the concession stand. We have gained legendary status because of our passion towards 35mm film, Cardamone said. People travel from across the country because of our dedication. We aren't just a drive-in theater. We are the future of drive-in culture. We have created a model of the future of the drive-in. The controversy over the property's future is unfolding days before a big event at the theater this weekend. More than 800 people, some traveling from as far as Canada, have bought tickets to this weekend's Joe Bob's Drive-In Jamboree, a sold-out event for die-hard fans. The event features a comedic lecture from Joe Bob Briggs, who's a noted drive-in movie critic and host of Shudder's The Last Drive-In, as well as a showing of the classic 1977 movie Smokey and the Bandit. It will be the largest crowd we've ever had, Cardamone said. That's the type of events we do. Well, I mean, they have celebrities like this is just, this happens regularly. Like they have a couple times a year, or 2 or 3 times a year, they have celebrities that show up, and, people get there all the time, actually, more than 2 or 3 times. I mean, you can get your picture taken with stars of certain movies. So Joe Bob Briggs is going to show up. I mean, he used to be the host of TNT's Monster Vision there back in the 90s. And, now he's on Shudder. He has his own, he's a host of, he introduces movies on Shudder. It's a streaming service that you can get, on your Roku or whatever kind of device you got there. But to think of this, like, why would you even consider, like, you wonder if even this company even knew about this. I mean, you have people coming from all over the place to this drive-in. I mean, it's the only kind of its type that's operational right now in the United States, and you're gonna just come in and buy it out and just demolish it. I mean, that's not good business. So hopefully this thing gets worked out, sooner rather than later. I'd hate to see it come down to this meeting. My God, you're gonna have, hundreds of people there, maybe 1,000. How many people are gonna show up? There's people, like I said, that come from all over the place, and they're gonna hear about this, and they're not gonna be happy. So it's going to be a long meeting. You're going to have to listen to complaints from, and concerns from all these people. And plus all the people that live in the area there. I'm sure that I'm sure most of them can't be happy about it. So hopefully the owner, hopefully they just decide that they're going to drop out of this project, this Green Skies. And hopefully the owner and the operators of the theater can come to some sort of arrangement where, let them buy the property, let them lease it again. I guess they were under the assumption that they would have first dibs on it. I mean, again, we don't know what's going on between them, or if there's anything at all. Maybe it's just a business decision. Maybe, Green Skies just offered a lot of money that would be hard to turn down. At the same time, though, I mean, you got to think about other things sometimes. Sometimes other things are important. There's other things that are more important than money. Sometimes money's just money. I mean, this is, boy, that would be devastating. So hopefully this thing gets worked out, and if it's not worked out, if it doesn't get worked out soon, then hopefully people do show up to this zoning board meeting in Mahoning Township. Again, I'll leave links for these things so you could get the information. I'll leave a link for this article that I just was reading through, and also for the Mahoning Drive-In website. Yeah, and hopefully this thing gets worked out, before it gets to that meeting.